Welcome back. We're in Oslo for 4 days. 4 days? Why 4 days?
We are back in Oslo for 4 days because 2 days was not enough the last time we were here. We are going to be taking a closer look at all of the things that Oslo has to offer. We found the tunnels! Including so many things that we have not done before, and a day trip that is probably not the one you're thinking of. That was really fun. The Norwegians are hardy people. We hope that you fall in love with Oslo just as much as we have by the end of this video. We are kicking off this video with one of our favorite things to do anywhere we go, and that's visit an open-air folk museum. And we have been to this one before in Oslo, and it is one of our absolute favorites anywhere in the world, and we can't believe that we're back here again. Plus, I'm gonna have some Lefse later. We'll tell you what that is. But we are starting sort of in the back of the park at one of Norway's most famous kind of churches, a stave church. They're beautiful, absolutely stunning. We actually have King Oscar II to thank for the existence of this particular stave church. It was going to be destroyed in the 1800s, but he saved it and had it meticulously moved to his summer house in Oslo. The stave church and 4 other buildings were open to the public and are recognized as the world's first open-air museum. His private collection of buildings joined with the neighboring Oslo Folk Museum when he died in 1907. If you're not familiar with the concept of an open-air folk museum, then let me just explain real quick, or try to. A lot of cities or counties or regions will take important historical buildings from the area and move them so they're all in one location. This not only makes it easier for them to preserve those buildings, but also they like turning them into a museum so that tourists like us, or even local domestic tourists, are able to visit and understand a little bit more about the heritage of the place where they are. And it has turned into one of our favorite things to do. Not only are we able to go in these old-timey buildings, but frequently there's people who are dressed up, or maybe they're doing crafts from the area and that heritage, and it is just a fascinating way to take a glimpse into that country's history, and we absolutely love it. They have Lefse here. I grew up eating Lefse every Christmas with my family, and I've even made it with my mom and my sister. This is different Lefse though. This is a wheat flour based Lefse, and we grew up having potato Lefse. But nevertheless, Lefse in Norway is like one of my bucket list items. So let's have some Lefse with butter on it. I have it with butter and sugar back home, but this is still gonna be amazing. And it's warm. Wheat-based Lefse tastes completely different than the potato Lefse that we make at home. I wonder which is more traditional. I don't really know. I might have to look it up. But this is still delicious and a wonderfully warm, just comforting treat on a little bit of a cloudy day. Absolutely love it. I think maybe it might be worth coming here like just for the Lefse. The best way to pay for this is actually when you buy your ticket at the entrance, you can pay for a Lefse voucher and then you exchange it for a piece of Lefse here, and it feels like it's free, but it's not, of course. We paid for it. Delicious. You know you're in Norway when the Folk Museum's website lists out the ingredients for Lefse, one of which is deer antler salt. I don't even know how that's made, deer antler salt.
And I can't really taste it in there. I wouldn't know what it tastes like anyway, but the butter is a little bit salty, and there's actually a sweetness to the dough, which I wasn't expecting. Normally we add sugar.
So whose do you like better, Bill? My mom's or what you just had today? Careful. She's probably going to watch this.
I like both. This is more thick. It's
That's not even, no, you can't say that.
They're different. It's like, do you like this kind of food or that kind of food? I like both. Anyway.
No, he likes my mom's better, obviously.
Obviously.
Try again. Hey, Bill, which one do you like better? This Lefse that was made fresh, hot off the iron, or my mom's, which is made fresh in my mom's kitchen?
Yeah, of course your mother's, but
that's right.
But this is just kind of a fun, I don't know, just something a little bit different. It's thicker, and it's made of wheat instead of potato, and the potato ones are very thin. This is thick. It's fun. It's nice. Thank you.
It's nice they have these benches here for us to sit on. All right. I am recording for posterity the exact moment that I was wrong about something.
That never happens. Oh, look at that. So, last time we were here, I remember there being an old gas station. So most of the stuff here is a couple hundred years old or more. Obviously gas stations are not that. And there's a fun old Volkswagen here. It's neat.
Earlier today, Bill insisted that there was a car and a gas station. I said, no, there wasn't. We are lucky enough to be here on a day that has the big folk music dance show with some kids, and we were not able to see that when we were here like 8 years ago, and we regretted not coming on a day that had that, and it lived up to my expectations. It was so much fun to see the traditional dances of Norway and even some of Sweden, so that was fantastic. So check the schedule if you plan on coming to the Oslo Folk Museum, because maybe you'll have some luck too.
Things that we've seen in past trips that we're not able to see on this trip is the old Viking ship, and it's because they're building a new location for it here at the Folk Museum. So here's some old pictures of it, but it's really amazing. When that's open again here in a couple years, you got to go see it.
In addition to the old farmsteads and houses that they have here at the Folk Museum, they also have sort of an old-timey downtown that seems to be from sort of the 1950s, but they also have a building that has apartments through the years, including one I think as recently as 2002. So you can see how people's living circumstances might have changed through the years. Let's see what else we can find in Old Town.
That was a lot of fun. It was a blast from the past.
Not our past. Not our past. We're not that old. It was from like the 1950s, 60s.
Yeah, we're not that old. Not yet. But anyway, they had a lot of fun old things, you know, different kinds of ways of living.
It's starting to rain.
It's starting to rain. Different kinds of ways of living in Norway, and different sized apartments, and one really, really, really tiny one. And a lot of old electronics that probably very few people know how to operate these days.
Like a rotary dial telephone.
We're old enough to know what those are.
It's a cheese slicer. It spits out the cheese from its mouth when you slice it. I think we might need one, right, Phil? Welcome back to day 2. Sorry we left you kind of abruptly yesterday. The jet lag sort of slammed into us when the rain started, and well, here we are, day 2. Today we are exploring some of Oslo's most famous sites, starting with maybe one of the best, if not the best, outdoor statue parks in all of Europe. That's where we are now. We'll tell you more about this incredible artist in just a few. We are at Vigeland Park. This artist has over 200 statues on display here that were created here at the park. And the artist Vigeland even designed the space that contains all of the statues. It is his life's work. It's pretty incredible. And nearly every statue is naked.
It's kind of a sausage party.
So this is your parental warning for the next section. This one reminds me a lot of a certain niece and nephew that we both have. Oh, if they watch us, they're gonna be so mad. That is what our niece and nephew look like though when they are throwing a tantrum.
Which niece and nephew?
All of them, they all look like that. At one time or another, that is definitely a kid having a tantrum.
Yep. Accurate.
This is clearly one of the best parks in Europe because there's lots of dogs here. Tons of people are walking their dogs and I got to greet some.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to give them all.
What the heck are you? You have nice mommy. Yes, you do. Any day where I get to pet a dog while I'm traveling is a really good one. Wait, okay, back to the park. I know we're supposed to be here for the statues, but since it's a park, they also have some flowers, including a collection of beautifully colored roses just before a fountain that we get to. And I can't help be distracted by just how perfect the colors are. Like the yellow ones behind me, there's some orange ones, beautiful red, pink, all the colors, they're absolutely beautiful. Kind of a ray of sunshine on this somewhat rainy day. All right, we have made it up to the fountain, and after taking a look at it, there's actually additional statues that are sort of carved into the outside of the fountain in sort of a relief. A lot of them are of kids who are mostly up to no good.
Yeah, it's those mischievous toddlers again. And some of the statues are kind of touching and thought-provoking.
I would say thought-provoking more than anything. There are some that we don't even agree on how they're interpreted, but that's art. Everybody sees it through their own lens and whatever they're bringing into how they view the art. So
very true.
one of the things that I find so fascinating about this artist, Vigeland, is that he refused until his dying day to explain what any of his art meant. I'm not really sure what I think about the column back there. He did not over-explain it and tell you how you should interpret it. Instead, you could bring whatever baggage you had, good or bad, to what you were looking at, and it would influence what you think about the art. For example, the column you see behind me. It's a bunch of people who are climbing up on top of one another to get to the top. Now, if you're having a good day, you might say, all these people, they are climbing up to be the first to reach heaven. If you're having a bad day, you might say, oh my gosh, they're all rushing to get to the top in order to escape the depths of hell. Anyhow, I just think it's cool that he left it up to all of us for our interpretation. And Bill has another interpretation of the column. What did you just say?
Basically, if you're in a company, maybe it's everybody trying to claw their way to the top. Could be.
See, it means something different for everybody. I just think that's cool. It is not supposed to make sense. That's the whole point. Art is over-explained to every tiny little minute detail, and that was the point I was trying to make in case it wasn't clear. to help.
Well said.
Okay. Made our way across town, and we are going to go to the Munch Museum. This museum did not exist the last time that we were in Oslo. So we are pretty excited to come here today and see this museum completely dedicated to just one artist. It is the largest museum in all of Europe dedicated to just one artist, this guy, Munch, which hopefully I said right. I looked it up. Let's go in. All of his outdoor paintings. That one is about elm trees. This one, the waves. Okay, I can see the waves. That's so cool. And this one is Starry Night, but not like the Starry Night. It says Munch's Starry Night. That museum was really good. We are not like art aficionados, but I really enjoyed this museum and the displays that they had. They change out the screen every half hour, so they have a couple of versions that they rotate through, so that was really cool being able to see them all after each other.
Yeah, and actually I thought the colors were more subdued than pictures I've seen of it, so that was really interesting. In general, we both really like Impressionists, and this seemed like a very different kind of Impressionism, and so it was really fun to see. We've been to all sorts of other Impressionistic museums, Monet,
Rembrandt, Van Gogh.
Yeah. Tons.
Lots of the greats. But this museum is very well done. They had an interactive area where you can bring out your inner artist and do a little bit of coloring, so that was fun. And I really loved all of the nature paintings. I thought they were just fantastic.
Yeah, and the top level, which we can't really show a whole lot of because it was really dark, they had a ton of kind of get inside the mind and the life of Munch.
Oh yeah.
That whole section was a lot of fun. So if you do come here, please be sure to go up to that top level of the museum.
They had a lot of mouse sightings for the kids.
Right.
Those were really neat. I think this is a fantastic addition to the Oslo art scene. I thought it was a very well done museum. 2 thumbs up. If you're going to visit the Munch Museum here in Oslo, just a couple of things that we wish we knew ahead of time. You cannot take any backpack of any sort of any size into the museum. You must check them in lockers, which are completely free. You just have to choose a 4-digit code, no problem. Second, it when they close at the end of the day, they mean it. They will not only usher you out of the museum itself, but also out of the lobby and out of the shop. Everything closes all at once and everybody exits the building altogether. And those are two things that we wish we had known a little bit ahead of time. Now we are going to head right across the road. It's not even a road. We're going to head right across the sidewalk now and grab something to eat, because I heard that the pizza at one particular local chain is absolutely fantastic. And we have been known to enjoy some pizza. Literally right across the sidewalk. I do not think we're going to eat outside. We're going to go inside. Welcome back to Oslo Day 3. A question I see in a lot of the Norway travel forums is, what should I wear and what should I pack when I come to Norway? And the answer is pack in layers and make sure that you bring rain gear with, because it can rain and we're not going to let it hold us back, and you should not let it hold you back either. Yes, it is pretty rainy today. We are continuing our quest to visit some of Oslo's most iconic sites today, starting with the Opera House that you can see behind me, which also I think is pretty slippery when wet. Let's go head up to the rooftop for a view over Oslo. You don't recognize him, but that's Bill. Yes, that is the Munch Museum that we visited yesterday, just in the background. We just were absolutely exhausted after our pizza last night, and we couldn't even make it over to the Opera House, and that's why we're starting here today. I'm so embarrassed it's this close and we didn't come. Jet lag, it's real. Okay, the wind is a problem. When we visit a new city, we love to seek out a viewpoint from somewhere taller than street level. And this one is fantastic because it's free on top of the Opera House. We are not the tallest point in the city, but the price can't be beat. We can see the train station where we came in from. We can see the ferries that go overnight to other countries, and the Munch Museum. It's just windy today. And the Munch Museum is right around the corner. This is a great place to get yourself a little bit oriented with how Oslo is laid out. It is free to enter the lobby of the Opera House during their opening hours, or you can take a guided tour, which unfortunately we don't have time for this visit, but it's always good to have something to come back for. The lobby is worth stopping by because it's beautiful. The woodwork in here is just fantastic and really seems super Norwegian to me. A little bit of behind the scenes stuff today. We forgot our lapel microphones and they work a lot better on windy days. So we have to head back to our room to grab those, but thankfully our hotel is super well located. Our hotel is somewhere over there. So we're also going to show you that just because we're going to be passing through there real quick. That's showbiz.
Showbiz. That's what we're doing? Really?
Even though it's only one tram stop away, we are going to take the tram to save on our feet, and because we have the Oslo Pass and local transit is included. If you're wondering whether the pass is worth it, we're going to talk about that and more in the fifth and final section of this video. We've been receiving a few questions about hotels that we're staying at, so we're trying to do a better job of including information about them. So here comes approximately 1 minute about our hotel in central Oslo. This hotel room is basic but has everything we need, including a small refrigerator, which is perfect for holding our milk and juice for breakfast in the morning. It has a coffee French press, so I can feel pretty fancy when I drink my coffee in the morning. It has a yoga mat and an Insta camera of some kind, which we haven't used, and we also haven't used the giant television that's on the wall. I don't even know if it works. It has a really nice sized bathroom and the beds are comfortable. One of the things that we love about this hotel is that we feel super Scandinavian staying here because it is an unmanned hotel, and somehow that seems modern and Scandinavian to us. We enter a code to enter the hotel.
Yeah, they have an elevator.
And then we use a web address in order to get into our room. We don't even have a key, which is wild. But they're super responsive if you have a problem, because we did, and they texted back almost right away. So we'd recommend this if you're looking for a good value hotel in a great location when you come to Oslo, and we will put the link down below. Did I do it in a minute? I was so excited to have Lefse at the Folk Museum the other day that I was even more excited when we went to a supermarket and found something called Lomper, which seems to have the same ingredients as the potato lefse that we make at home. So we looked it up online, and Lefse versus Lomper, apparently Lomper is used for hot dogs, but it has the same ingredients as the lefse I eat at home. So I have prepared it in the same way that I eat it at home, with butter and sugar, and I'm going to try it and see how it's different from the Folk Museum versus the stuff I had at home. So here goes. This is intended for a hot dog, but prepared in the Minnesotan way. Really, this is just an excuse for me to have a snack because I'm hungry. All right, here goes. Lomper versus Lefse. You're supposed to put a hot dog inside that? This tastes an awful lot like the lefse that we make back home. I'm so confused about lefse versus Lomper. I can't really imagine a hot dog going in here. This tastes like home in Minnesota to me. That's so wild. I can't believe I just bought this in a grocery store. We worked so hard to make this at home. Gosh, how many of these can I make and bring home with me? Will they make it? This is amazing. I can't believe I just bought lefse in a grocery store. This is amazing. Oh, so good. Yeah, Minnesota. Well, that was a fun treat. You might be wondering, what is the deal with this Minnesotan and lefse? But it's such a treat to have lefse. It's so fun to be in Norway and have lefse. If you trace the ancestry back of Minnesotans, so many of us come from the Nordic countries, from Norway, from Sweden, even Finland. And I guess that's how the lefse fascination happens. We are just a little ways up the road now at Oslo's Cathedral, and they have daytime hours, so it looks like we're able to go in, and I don't think we've gone in this before, so I'm really curious to see what it looks like on the inside. That is pretty rare that we're able to go inside a church and recognize most of what we see. We've been traveling a lot in Asia recently and have no idea what we're looking at when we go to like a Buddhist temple or things like that. So to be in a Lutheran church and recognize things, but also have them be just a little bit different sometimes was really cool.
Just a little bit different than home. We have made it up to Holmenkollen. We are here to see the giant ski jump and hopefully have views over Oslo, but at least right now it is very misty up here. I think we're pretty much in a cloud.
We walked up and it's just like hazy and foggy, and I hear a foghorn off in the distance, adding to the atmosphere. We'll go to the museum and hopefully it will clear up while we're inside. We are almost at the ski museum and have caught our first glimpse of what we're pretty sure is the really long ski jump. And we are indeed both skiers. We do both Nordic and Alpine skiing, and even seeing the lift, I'm like all excited to go skiing, but we're not here to ski. There isn't any skiing available, nor are either of us able to actually go down this jump. But it still just makes me excited for like winter skiing. I know it's absurd. I kind of want to go skiing now. I bet if I went really far north in Norway, I'd be able to. This ski is 5,200 years old. I had no idea that people have been cross-country or Nordic skiing for 5,000 years. That's nuts. 8, 7, 6, 5,
Skiing.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Average weight pulled 138 kilograms.
That seems very good. I don't weigh that much.
7 items. Okay, we know we need food. Yes. Clothing. Yep. We do not need makeup.
Are you
Camp
sure?
equipment. Tools. How many? 2 more things? Toiletries?
In 10 seconds.
Toiletry? Coffee machine? Coffee machine. I would not bring that.
Uh-oh.
But necessary. Very important to bring the coffee. Instant. This was a funicular. I thought it was an elevator.
Wonderful.
Heading outside. Some steps to go even higher. I feel like we went from one great view on top of the Opera House this morning to just a phenomenal view overlooking all of Oslo. And the weather has cleared up. It's barely windy up here. It couldn't be more perfect. Unless maybe they opened the zip lines, which I've been trying to talk Bill into like for weeks. Oh, but you can see so far up here. It's just absolutely a spectacular view. Oh, the ferry from earlier that we saw at the Opera House has taken off. Bye, ferry. There is a huge line now to go to the top of the ski jump, and a bunch of those people were in line with adult beverages. We missed out.
How do I get it?
When we were in Slovenia a few years ago, we went to the tallest or second tallest ski jump in the world.
No, it's tied with this one.
With this one?
Yes.
And there were people who were practicing their jumping in the summer, and it was the most amazing spontaneous thing that happened. Watching all of the jumpers go by was, we were there for longer than we should have been. It was absolutely incredible.
And we were somewhere in the middle of the jump, and they were actually sailing over our heads one after another. There were dozens of them. It was so much fun to watch.
It was incredible.
There's nothing like that going on here today, just the zip lines.
Which, for the record, we decided not to do. 750 kroner, which, you know, for one time down a zip line, you have to decide whether that's worth it to you. I was this close to going and decided not to.
It looked like the ride lasts about a minute.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for 1 minute.
I don't know, it could be worth it. But we decided not to, so it's no problem. We are going to head back to the Oslo city center now because we still have one more thing we want to see today. Do not follow our itinerary today. We are going with the weather today. We did some things earlier today that we thought would be better with the rain, and we wanted to have clear skies for here, and it turned out perfect. So we say one more thing that we think is going to be also great for outdoors.
we realized on the way to our final destination for the day that we haven't shown you the Royal Palace. So there it is, right over my shoulder. Unfortunately, we can't visit because the Queen and King actually live there, and you can't just go wandering their halls of their home randomly for some strange reason. What are you doing?
This sign is only in Norwegian, so I'm translating it to English, which I can do because I have data service. We have not mentioned it yet, but we are again using UBG while we're here in Norway and the next couple of videos that we have coming up. It is super easy here and fast and reliable, and we couldn't want for anything more in a cell phone service. We love their eSIM plans, and we're going to link to our favorite one for Scandinavia and the Baltic down in the description below. Well, we have made it to our final stop for today, and that is at Oslo's Harbor Promenade area. We love harbor areas like this because they're so much fun to watch the people, the boats, the birds. There's always activity going on. And in Oslo, you never know what you might find, like this mini trampoline in the middle of nowhere. Why is this here? I have questions. Did you know this is our third take of doing this? I really hope we get it this time. We'll be back at the water tomorrow for our special day trip, and that is where we'll pick you up. See you back for the ferry tomorrow. Today, day 4, is day trip day. We have made our way to Drobak by ferry. That one right there. We chose Drobak as our day trip destination because we wanted to go somewhere that was within roughly an hour of Oslo, which put the fjords on the west coast just out of reach. So instead, we've made our way down Oslo Fjord to Drobak, and this town looks very charming, and there's a fortress nearby that we're able to visit, and we've arrived here just in time for lunch. And there goes our ride by boat.
Able to find some lunch. We went traditional, very traditional. We had kebabs.
And they were not messy at all.
This is going to be a mess.
They were super messy. We've now made our way down to the harbor to take a look at the boats that are down here, and then we think we've spied a little walking path that goes along the water, so that looks really nice, and we have such beautiful weather today to enjoy a harborside walk.
One of the things we're seeking out here is something called the Santa House. We'll tell you more about that later.
if we find out more about it. I don't know if Santa's here. It's August.
We'll find out.
This waterside walk has been delightful, such great views, and it ends sort of at this beach area where there are some jumping platforms. You can go into the water. I would say it's too bad that we don't have our suits with, but honestly, it's a little bit chilly today. So we're gonna head back into town, check out some of the architecture, try to find the Santa thing that Bill was talking about, and maybe check out some of the shops too.
Another reason we chose to visit Drobak today, this is the Santa capital of Norway, and if you address a letter to Santa, it shows up right here. Now, the elves have been busy and it's also a shop, but you can look around and see some example letters, and they've come from all over the world, and strangely there's a lot of letters from Japan, of all places.
This cruise ship behind me is one of the smaller ones. Maybe it's a ferry, but it makes everything around it just sort of seem dwarfed by how big it is. We didn't realize the distances or how big things were until we saw that boat go through, and it just makes everything look all wonky. Just like upside down. So weird.
That's really cold. How do people swim in this?
Really?
Yeah, 60 degrees, am I guessing? I don't know.
That's brisk.
You're not gonna go for a swim?
The Norwegians are hardy people. Oscarsborg. This is a small island just off the coast from Drobak, and it was a quick 5-minute ferry to get here. Oscarsborg Island / fortress is known because it was a military stronghold for Norway, and it was actually held by the military up until 2002, which is pretty recent. Thankfully, it hasn't seen much action since World War II, but I'm really curious to go explore the fortress because we've been sort of overlooking this island all day today. Apparently there's a bunch of tunnels underneath the fortress, but I don't think we get to see them unless we go on a guided tour, and I'm pretty sure there aren't any running today or they're already done. But just think, there's a bunch of tunnels probably running underneath where we're walking right now. Here a bit late in the day, hoping the museum's open for more than a half hour, otherwise we're gonna have to blitz this puppy. Maybe that's a bad word to use for a military museum.
Where the Germans attacked it. That's a bad word.
This is totally the kind of thing Bill would do.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. It's a bin with nothing in it.
It's empty? Oh God. Can you lift a grenade? 27.5 kilograms. Oh my God. I'm giving her all she's got. Oh my God, he did it. Wow. They must have been so strong. 45 kilos. Not quite as much as I weigh.
I saw it move a little.
You did?
Yep. I don't think it's happening.
I'm fired. Tag, you're it. You did it!
Great success!
Well, we just finished up in the museum. It turns out it was free and came with a free audio guide, which was awesome. We were able to use our phones to learn more about the displays that we saw.
It was fun to learn about the historical significance of this fort having sunk the Buka or Booker?
Blicker? The Blucher.
I'll put the name of the boat here.
First gun. And then second gun. Both shots are direct hits.
By doing that, it kept the Germans out for, I'm not sure exactly how long, but anyway, it gave the leadership of Norway time to get out and also to get out their gold. Otherwise, the Germans would have taken it.
We're going to go explore the courtyard now and see if any of the other doors open. What is it?
It's not the tunnels. It's actually like an ammunition storage room or something, maybe?
It's something, maybe.
Something, maybe? That's all I got.
There wasn't anything saying we're not supposed to be down here. We found the tunnels. Oh my God. I can't even believe it, but I think we found the tunnels. We have a super bright light that we always carry with us. It's super tiny and lightweight, and it's a perfect thing for a tunnel. I hope they don't shut the doors. I don't know. You cannot see anything.
Yeah, it's pitch dark in here.
I'm just gonna keep recording for a second. Here is how dark it is. Oh my god.
That's pretty dark.
It's
That's pretty
so
dark.
It's so dark. We found some light. I wonder where we're gonna come out. This is, oh, I just triggered a light. If you come in this way, you trigger a light. I don't need my light anymore. I wonder if that was the prison. Boy, that would be dark if they were not lit. Holy cats. That was really fun. Now I want to go in all of these offshoots that don't have lights. Oh, Bill's not going to find me. Okay, that's unexpected. Is this an art installation? He had no idea that I kept going. I found another tunnel. How much fun was that? I can't believe that was open. That was so cool. I did not think that the tunnels would be open. I thought you had to be on a guided tour. So if you come here, make sure you have a handy little light. I'll link ours below just in case. I'm so happy with our light. It's still pretty nice out though too. These are massive.
This is a huge hunk of iron. I think this must have been what they threw out the end of the cannon. Oh
my gosh. The last part was an art exhibit. We are walking back and it's much better lit on the way out. I don't know if we triggered a motion sensor or if somebody saw us on a video camera and kindly turned on the lights. I would still recommend bringing a light with just in case the tunnels aren't lit up because that was a pretty fun experience.
Let's go.
I think it's gonna let us move it.
Ready? Are you pushing or pulling?
I'm trying pushing first. No. I think it's locked down.
All right. That's no fun.
Well, I'm glad that we went up there and explored all of the things and all of the dark places. That was really fun.
And completely unexpected.
Totally unexpected. Oscarsborg Fortress actually has a second island that's attached to it by a small bridge. So we're gonna go see what's on that part of the island. And there were signs for ice cream somewhere. It's pretty late in the day, so I'd be surprised if they're still there, but my fingers are crossed. Sure, that's exactly what we think it is. An outhouse. This one's a two-holer. I really hope that says that there's ice cream there. And there's Bill trying not to get bit by a swan. Oh my gosh, he's so close. Oh my God, look how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I really hope this holds my weight. Seems safe. Oh, hey, this works. Oh God. Oh, geez. Here we go. Oh God. All right, that was fun. We found ice cream. This is not your typical pistachio. It's quite good.
Pistachio and chocolate.
That was really good, but now we're full. When you arrive in Oslo, you might be wondering whether the Oslo Pass is worth it. With any city in Europe, you'll want to add up the sites that you want to do and see whether it's worth it. Don't forget transportation costs because they can really add up here in Oslo. We find that if it's close to the cost of the attractions, we will go ahead and spring for it because we like hopping on a tram just for 1 or 2 stops to save our feet from that little bit of extra walking. Some of the things we did in this video that are covered by the Oslo Pass include the Munch Museum, ski jump, and the Norwegian Folk Museum. But there's so much more to see that's covered by this awesome pass. If you visit the Folk Museum, know that the Kontiki and the Fram museums are located nearby. Here's a taste of what you can see if you decide to visit them. And hopefully you will visit on a day that's a little bit less windy and a little bit less rainy than it is for me right now. The Fram and Kontiki museums are 2 of our favorite museums in Oslo. If you are curious what exploration by water was like in the 1940s, the Kontiki Museum has the original raft, yes, a raft, that sailed from South America to the Polynesian Islands. The Fram Museum travels north and talks about polar exploration. It houses the Fram ship and you learn a ton about what life was like on a winter boat. It sounded cold and isolating. You can go on the boat. And the video of waves surrounding the boat can feel a little bit too realistic at times. There's even more that's covered by the Oslo Pass. It also includes the very interesting Nobel Peace Center. Some of their exhibits are temporary, but part of their permanent display is an interactive area where you can learn about many of the Peace Prize winners. Near the Nobel Peace Center is Oslo's City Hall. It's free to enter, no need for the Oslo Pass, and is where the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony is held each year. Go early in the day because the line can get long. Also near the Nobel Peace Center is the National Museum, which is again included in the Oslo Day Pass. This art museum is also really good and includes even more artwork by Edvard Munch. Don't miss the view from the rooftop terrace, which is completely different from the view on top of the Opera House. It's even open if it's raining a little bit. Ask us how we know. While you can enter Akerhus fortress grounds for free, the medieval Akerhus castle is included with the Oslo Pass. Wander the castle imagining what life must have been like way before YouTube and TikTok existed. We seek out World War II resistance museums as a way of honoring those who died in World War II. The fortress grounds has the Norway Resistance Museum that's small in size but big in heart. These shoes had film cassettes and other spyware craft hidden in them. It's also included in the Oslo Pass and recommended if you visit the fortress. Our favorite single day in Oslo would include the Folk Museum, Fram Museum, and Kontiki Museum. For a second day, we'd start at Oslo City Hall before going to the Nobel Peace Center. After that, head to either the National Museum or the Munch Museum and try to go to the top of the Opera House at sunset. Hopefully your weather is better than ours.
Well, that's it from Oslo. Thank you for watching. We are on to our next country.
See you there. Bye.
Bye.